Final day of the Australian International 3-Day Event. I can tell you, eventing really is an endurance competition, Dave, because I am starting to feel a little bit weary.
Hey, Bo, I know exactly how you feel, mate. These late nights and early mornings, they're taking their toll.
Well, I reckon the riders and horses will be feeling a bit that way too, Dave. A couple of hours till the 4-star class kicks off. How's it looking out there?
Hey, Bo, it's a good field. We've got Emma Mason out in front. Next 5 riders, they've all won this class before. It's definitely a day that's going to be won and lost in the show jumping.
I think so, Dave. Let's go have a look at what's happening out there on the show jumping day. 3-day eventing is a thankless sport, and no sooner have you recovered from the stress of performing death-defying acts on the cross-country course than you're back at it early the next morning with the final trot-up.
While it's important to decide whether the horse is fit to continue, sometimes trot-ups seem just a little bit too much like hard work.
Which is how I was starting to feel about breakfast while standing in a queue early on this pleasant Sunday morning.
Whether you're an official or a rider, trot-ups offer a great chance to show off your style, and while the boys tend to be a little conservative, the girls aren't afraid to pull out some interesting outfits.
With the fashions on the field record that is second to none in the eventing world, first-time 4-star rider Cassie Lowe was the perfect person to ask about how to construct a trot-up outfit. Okay, Cass, inaugural winner of the Hamish and Dave television Fashions on the Field contest. You've been in a few of these over the years. You're a bit of a fashion bunny. What goes into making an outfit for an eventing trot-up?
The weather, and I guess the type of horse.
Well, okay, so explain this to me. So it's a bit chilly this morning. It's a brisk morning. What were you thinking?
Well, my bunny is keeping me extra warm. I did have a different choice of shoes, but the 2-star horse tries to kill me with his feet, so I had to put some flats on. Yeah.
Right. And this is good for running?
They're not bad. With the 2-star horse, I'd prefer steel cap boots.
Before we head off to the show jumping ring, it was good to see that after having a few worries yesterday, Heath Ryan at Mystery Whisper passed the trot-up with flying colours.
Over in the main arena, the 2-star was well underway, so with a few hours to kill until the main class kicked off, Dave and I headed out into the park to make some friends.
We really wanted to know what it was the people like about Adelaide event. While Hamish was struggling to relate to the younger generation...
You guys enjoying your day here watching horses?
Yes.
Yes? What do you like about the horses?
They look beautiful.
They're my favourite animals.
Oh, cool. Do you think you're going to get a horse when you're a bit older?
I think you do. You want a
Yes.
horse coming.
It's Christmas coming up soon, so if you ask Tim and Shelley really nicely, then you might get one.
I was having a little more luck with these lovely young ladies. What's the best part of Adelaide 3-Day Event?
Just that it's in the middle of the city and, everyone can sort of get together and people that aren't horsey can, come as well and just see what it's all about.
Now, girls, you've got a great spot. The grass is fantastic here, but you're watching the big screen. The main arena is just over there. Why are we watching the big screen instead of the real thing?
Her legs are tired. She wanted to sit down.
The Adelaide event attracts a wide and varied crowd, and it seems nearly everyone can find a role for themselves.
Now, Sam, what brings you to Adelaide?
Well, excitement. Adelaide, being excitement. Every night, party. Great during the day, good things to do. Just, all round fun.
How many years have you been coming to Adelaide?
This is my 4th. Never ridden, never plan on riding. But basically, I'll be back next year. Bring it on.
What do you consider, what's your role here? Why are you here?
I just cruise between groups. I mingle. I make sure everyone's okay. Console if necessary. Drink with others. Party. Just fun. Make sure everyone smile. Everyone smile.
It sounds like an important role. Have you got a name for it?
Social grooming. It's my profile in Facebook. It's what I do. Social groomer.
Part of the appeal of these international events is that there's plenty of shopping to be done, and after stopping through Adelaide's Christmas pageant the day before, Dave seemed happy to embrace the Christmas spirit.
Of course, it's not all about the shopping. This event gives you the perfect opportunity to taste the local wines and the local brews.
But if all this activity gets a bit much for you, you'll always find a place for a bit of quality time with your mates.
Just as things were starting to get a little weird, it was time to head back to the show jumping ring, where we got a glimpse of how stressful 4-star show jumping can be. What are your thoughts before the show jumping?
Oh, pretty much the same as usual. It's always a bit nerve-wracking. The scores are really close together, so it's going to be a tight competition.
What are your thoughts about the arena?
Yeah, it is quite tough. I suppose it depends on the track we're going to be given. We haven't been able to walk that as yet. But no, the arena and the gear, I think the gear's quite light. You don't have to hit them very hard and they knock down. It's always been a bit of a show jumping competition towards the end of this class.
With first, fourth and ninth placing all standing together, there was enough nervous energy to power a small city for days.
Well, here with ninth, fourth and 1th in the 4-star class here at the Australian International 3-Day Event. Christopher Burton, Emma Mason and Talara Bowick, obviously all our very good friends here at H&D TV. And we'll go to you, you're leading the class. How does it feel having these two sitting right up here behind you?
Yeah, look, they're both really good show jumpers. I think, and on both of their horses, I think they can pretty much almost be expected to jump a clear. So I'll certainly be, not looking at it lightly that they're right behind me. I'll be certainly wanting to jump clear myself.
Do you think your coach Dave Cameron is going to help you today?
I should hope so.
Of course, there was never any doubt about it, as no matter how strenuous his media commitments get, Dave is still a show jump rider at heart.
At this end of a 3-day event, show jumping is a tough game, and with the top 6 all within 11 penalties of each other, clear rounds were a necessity on a course that was big and technical. Wendy Schaefer is a show jumping genius, and this clear round on Cuyuna Sunshine from 6th place would have sent nervous shivers down the spines of the remaining competitors.
After leading on day one by almost 10 marks, Heath Ryan had dropped down to 5th after clocking up 19 time penalties on the cross country, but his cracker 4-fault round was enough to keep him well in the mix for a top placing.
Chris Burton won this event on newsprint in 2008, so he knows a thing or two about riding in this ring under pressure. With a potential sponsorship from Mongoose on the line, Burto didn't disappoint. A clear round, heaving the pressure onto the top 3.
There's some doubt as to whether Wendy feels pressure in the show jumping ring, and after already notching up one clear round today, it was almost a guarantee that she would do it again on the lovely Cuyuna Sundancer. With no penalties to add to her score, the top 2 had nowhere to hide.
Stewart is one of the coolest competitors going around, but sometimes, no matter how good you are, you just can't stop those rails from falling. It's a costly 12 penalties, and Stewart takes a dive down the placings.
With only one rail up her sleeve, Emma Mason was going to have to jump very well to ward off the challenge that Wendy had thrown out with her clear round. It's a truly awful feeling when the rails start to fall, and for a person who had worked so hard throughout the year, 20 penalties is a heart-wrenching way for her to lose an event. In the end, fantastic clear rounds had secured 1st and 3rd positions for Wendy, while Chris Burton had slotted into 2nd.
With Heath 4th and Stewart 5th, it was an all-star lineup, and even though she had some rails and finished in 6th, you know you've hit the big time when your fans are asking you to sign their shoes.
Look, Em obviously didn't go to plan today, but that's eventing. Like, it is a shit sport, isn't it, really, at times?
Yeah, it can be tough, and I think it's one of those things where when everything goes well, it just feels so amazing, and when it goes not to plan, it just feels like shit, actually.
2010 hasn't always been a happy one for Wendy, so while we were sad for Emma, we were also stoked to see Wendy have a win.
It's great, I suppose, to sort of feel it's really good for the horse to have had a win. You know, he's been a really good horse for a long time now, and struggled a bit in the dressage phase, and obviously sort of got plenty of work to do there. But yeah, it's such a super jumper. It's nice to see him, you know, finally get his sort of chance to be the winner.
In the end, we were happy to give the last word to our good mate Birdo.
Stoked to bits, mate. Cheers, boys. Thanks for the beers.
Cheers, fellas. What a show.
Thank you, mate. Well, Davo, that is the Australian 3-day event over for another year, and I tell you what, I have had an absolute ball here spectating.
Hey, mate. Actually, I quite like going to events as a spectator now, and it's probably not a good thing being a rider, but we've had a great time in Adelaide. Christmas pageants, good social time, and the venting's been good as well.
Don't forget that 8:30am beer.
That's right. That was my highlight.
Highlight of eventing so far. Mate, there is a big tent and a bar waiting for us. That's where H&D belong.
Mate, riders party behind us. H&D going to get there.
I'm Hamish Cargill.
And I'm Dave Cameron.
See you somewhere out there. Fourth place in a 4-star is awesome. Group hug. Dave.
Davo, what the?
Oh, what is it,
Oh,
Davo?
you've got to be kidding me.
Shopping receipt.
Mate, parking fine.
You're kidding.
$35.
Welcome to Adelaide.
I'm Dave Cameron.
I'm Hamish Cargill.
See you somewhere out there.
Tell my life.
Well, just the way it happened. I just went, oh, I'm in early. I've got to go.